Welcome back to Fire Mesa News. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now please stand for 30 seconds of silence. Thank you. You may now be seated.
To start off today's announcements, lunch will be a beef and cheese taco steak with roasted fava beans.
Today, the donut truck will be here after school.
Remember, kinder through second grade, you guys will be testing ELA Map next week.
And 5th and 8th graders have Science Aspect Part 2 and the NPR, so make sure to be quiet and respectful.
If you were absent yesterday or today, makeup aspect testing will be held tomorrow or Monday. Thank you and have a great day.
Now on to the tips. We'll start with the basic ones and then move on to the more advanced tips, but all of these tips are relevant. Tip number 1 is to read through the instructions carefully. I'm always shocked at how many students jump right into the test without reading the instructions, and maybe you're one of them. There is often valuable information in the instructions about how to take the test and what you are allowed to do, so read it first. After reading the instructions, you can move on to tip number 2, which is to answer the easy questions first. This is a solid tip for nearly every type of test. It provides an overview of the test and gives you several small victories to boost your confidence right at the beginning of the test. Tip number 3 is to answer the question in your mind before reading the answer options. Use a piece of paper or your hand to cover the answer options. You may have to get a little more creative if it's a digital test. Then, with the answers covered, read the question and formulate your best idea of the answer in your mind before looking at the answers. So why do this rather than just reading the options? Because you won't get confused by the answer choices and thinking 2 or 3 of the options sound like good answers. If one of the options is similar to the answer you came to in your head, then you can answer faster and with more confidence. Try it out. Tip number 4 is to read every answer option. Similar to the instructions, many students skip this step on at least a few questions, often to their demise. Because most multiple choice test questions want you to find the most correct answer, there may be multiple correct answers. So if you stop at the first one, you may not see the most correct one. Even if you think you found the answer, read them all. Tip number 5 is to use the process of elimination. When you come to a question that you don't know the answer to, you can increase your odds by eliminating answers you know to be incorrect. Physically cross them out if you can. If you can narrow it down to 2 or 3 answers, you'll increase your odds for guessing correctly from the remaining answer choices. I'll do a separate video about guessing strategies for multiple choice tests and link it below because it's a separate video all by itself. And if you're finding these tips valuable, consider subscribing because you'll likely...
That's all, folks.